In this month's PBE Monthly, we're going to be covering the hot topics in the UK coaster industry, looking at ideas for Blackpool Pleasure Beach in the future, Thorpe Park, Project Zero, what is Project Zero, and we also have an interview with the Liseberg CEO, Andreas Andersen. Enjoy the show. Hello there and welcome to the first episode of PBE Monthly. RMC, The Impossible Dream, that is the title of today's new show for the series. So today we're going to be discussing a number of things in the UK industry. First one is going to be something we have covered on the channel before, but we're going to discuss it again because there's been more rumours and little bits of information. So I'm going to pass you over to Mike. What do you see Pleasure Beach doing next year?
What do I see next year? I see tidy up. I see continuing, just neating the place up. It's been going on for, 10 years pretty much now, hasn't it?
Cosmetic changes.
Yeah, I can see liquor paint here and there, just neating the place up. There's areas, so you're always going to have somewhere that needs a little bit of attention. I mean, there's still work. There's still loads of areas that could do with sprucing up. Modernising is probably the word. Yeah,
the thing is with a place like Pleasure Beach, even though it's not the biggest sort of park, there's so much to do.
There's a lot
in terms of ground to cover. I mean, as an example, as Keith Allen used to say when he was here, repainting a big one would be like repainting the Forth Bridge. You start at one end, and when you finish, you've got to go back again because by the time you've finished the whole thing. But on the subject of the big one, next year, 25th anniversary. There's going to be something done, surely. It's got to be done. What I would personally do is I would bring back the old train style.
Silver trains.
So I'd only do it on one. I'd have a commemorative big one train. So I'd have like the silver with the yellow. It was yellow, red and blue, wasn't it, originally? Yeah. So I'd have those stripes. And then would we have Funshine on the front? I would. I definitely would. Because you could have a nod back to the big one's original sort of styling, so you could have like similar to the PBE logo really, but the original sort of logo that was on the front of the big one train, and then you could have something on the side of it to say 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I would do to the train, but I would definitely sort of look at like a nod to its 25th year, and
possibly actually do a logo that's got 1994 to 2019 on it.
Yeah, and sort of have somewhere obviously have Pleasure Beach on it, even if you had the year through the middle of the old logo.
Some sort of like a scroll across it and something.
Yeah, I know that you could potentially be looking at an identity crisis if you didn't do all three trains, but I think if you had a commemorative train, it would be an obvious sort of nod to what it was for. And even if it didn't last into the 26th season, even if it was something they did just for next year, I think it'd be an amazing touch. I'd also like to see the big one station redesigned. I don't know how possible it is given that we're quite far into this season already and we're talking about something that's going to be happening maybe 6-7 months down the line, which in the theme park industry isn't much time.
That's about 10 minutes.
Yeah. I'd look at, in Pleasure Beach's position, I'm in no position to say I'm a coaster enthusiast who makes videos, but in what I'd look at doing is maybe incorporating the Speedy Pass queue into the main queue. Kind of like they do, because you've got a merge point on Icon, you've got one on Wallace and Gromit, where it doesn't come up the exit, but it doesn't sort of interact with the main queue, if that makes sense. There is a particular queue where you're obviously putting the main queue, but without going up the exit. Because
there's got to be a way of.
There is probably a way of doing it, even if you did it up like the staff access route, which obviously is for the staff, but there isn't much traffic on there.
No.
I mean, there's obviously the steps, but I think if you went up there, you would then merge with where the air gates are.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Or you could put an additional. I mean, what you could do is put a barrier down the middle of that.
Yeah.
So staff have still got an access route.
Yeah.
And then the actual customer bit feeds up the steps and into the queue.
Yeah. I mean, there is ways of doing it.
There are ways and means.
It'll be interesting to see if Pleasure Beach do anything for the big one's 25th year. I really hope they do, because I think it deserves it. It has been the ride that most people have come here for the last 20 years, most enthusiasts will say that the big one is not the best ride here, which is all subjective. But as far as the general public's concerned, it is iconic.
This is the ride that's on Northwest tonight.
Yeah.
It's on the intro sequence, or used to be on the intro sequence.
Revolution is now. Revolution.
That's Granada.
Oh, I don't watch the news
That
enough.
one's Granada.
I only watch the telly when we're on the telly now. So, yeah, moving on from the big one, generally what I think will happen next year is I do think they'll do something for the big one's 25th. I don't know what it'll be. It might be a coaster enthusiast event. That'd be great, by the way, like the Icon Media event, but getting all the enthusiasts here. Hopefully there'll be merch. That'd be really good. Bring back the original merch with the original logo. That'd be ace.
The Pepsi Max big one.
Yeah, because it is obviously still sponsored by Pepsi Max because they've recently redone the cans.
We've got that Pepsi logo on them.
Yeah, I'd look at doing probably a repaint of Infusion as well.
That would be quite. I was saying before about a touch-up.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about it. Infusion by next year will be 12-year-old.
Yeah.
He's well due a
12-year-old here.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But yeah,
that in its current format, it's 12 years old. Now that's plenty of time to need to give it a lick of paint.
Well, I think they've already started doing the supports. The supports have recently been done, especially near the walkway. Anyway, I have seen some pictures on Twitter. In terms of other changes, I know one that Becca suggested was the gallopers by the big one. Maybe doing the sort of the building, give it a bit of a repaint white. Interesting thought for next year has just come to mind, and something I should have mentioned earlier. Do you think Steeplechase will get the new S&S horses?
No.
I think it will, but I don't know. I just think it might.
No, I don't think it will.
But it would need a station refit.
Yeah, that's my thought. It would need such a big. You might as well knock it down and rebuild it.
What, the station?
Well, virtually the whole ride.
I don't think the whole ride would need redone. I think it just needs a station refitting. But we'll see. The camera person's shaking their head at me. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Our favourite subject, RMC. RMC at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, in my opinion, is the impossible dream for the roller coaster enthusiasts of the UK. There is so much talk of replace the Grand National, replace the Big Dipper, replace roller coaster with an RMC. I personally don't see the logic in doing it because the RMCs are often done to replace rides. As an example, Mean Streak, which was only built in the 2000s. It was crap. That's why they replaced it. The wooden coasters at Pleasure Beach are not rubbish. They're brilliant coasters. They have stood the test of time. They've stood through world wars. They've stood through floods,
fires,
and they're all still here operating now as they are in an excellent way. Of course, they're a little bit rough, but they're old. Blue Streak at Cedar Point, as an example, is old. It's rough. It's amazing. I just think expecting an RMC at the Pleasure Beach, like instead of the Grand National, is a bit much because you've got to consider that the Grand National doesn't have the kind of foundations that an RMC would need. So to RMC the Grand National, you would completely need to remove the Grand National.
You have to flatten it.
So technically, the Grand National wouldn't be getting an RMC treatment. It would just be a new ride. I am not against the idea of a new RMC at Pleasure Beach, but I don't think it'll ever happen. I really don't. I can see it, the RMC sort of fad. I can see it happening somewhere else. I mean, what do you think about it?
I wouldn't be against a new one.
No.
Whether it happens, who knows? They deal with Mac, don't they?
No, that's GCI.
GCI.
Although I don't know. I'm sure that RMC have got a connection in.
There's some link
in China somewhere. I don't know if it's with.
There's some link up somewhere.
Yeah.
But
no, it's GCI and Mac that work together in Europe.
You never know. You never know what they come out with next.
I don't think one will happen at Pleasure Beach. I don't think there's enough room. They've got such a big structure.
That's true, actually.
I mean, Steel Vengeance takes up a massive amount of space, really.
Who's Mind Blower built by?
Was it Gravity Group?
Because I think if you were gonna get a Woody, you'd be looking at something like Mind Blower.
I'm sure it was Gravity Group that did Q Cullen and
It was.
was it Q Cullen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drive to good, but definitely don't Q Cullen.
Yeah. So I think they did Mind Blower as well.
That's the only sort of space you've got. Realistically, you're looking at something that's not going to be that much bigger than what the Wild Mouse was in its
I think
area.
if you take the bowler drone down, which I think is a perfectly reasonable suggestion in the future, I can see a wooden coaster fitting in that space. It's just whether it'll happen. I think there is the possibility of Pleasure Beach getting a GCI or a Gravity Group Woody. When it'll be, I have no idea. I would say it'd be more likely to be GCI given their contact with Mac. But I think that Pleasure Beach would more likely go down the Mac route on another steel coaster. I wouldn't be shocked to see a steel coaster from Mac with onboard audio here, like Derwentwind at Toverland. And that's not just me sort of fan casting the idea. I can genuinely see that happening at Pleasure Beach. But let's move on. Do you see an RMC happening anywhere else in the UK?
It depends what it is. Moving on to our next point.
Yeah.
It depends what great plan Thorpe have got.
Well, there's a lot of talk that Thorpe Park are going to do a coaster in 2020. Now, there's lots of rumours in the industry and the community that Merlin had a 2-coaster deal with GCI, which would probably make sense because you can see a GCI at Thorpe, you can maybe see it replacing Loggers Leap, which I hope it doesn't happen.
God no.
Because Loggers Leap, for me, I'd love to see Loggers Leap redone very much like Chessington have done with Tiger Rock. Give it a re-theme, give it a new lease of life, maybe give it new boats. It's an extra ride to have, an extra family ride. It fits in with the Thorpes now going with a family direction, which they seem to be doing with some things and in other things they're not. I think Loggers Leap needs to be revived in the way that Tiger Rock
concerns me with Loggers Leap is that they don't seem to be able to get the sort of the line straight long term on what's going on with it. They seem to see what at 1 minute they're saying, oh yeah, we're working on it, and then the next minute they're saying, we don't know.
With all due respect to Thorpe Park, I don't think any work's taken place on Loggers Leap since the last time it operated, because when we were there in October last year, it was very overgrown, and the track was all there, and the boats were still there because you could see them. But I don't think Loggers Leap's got a hope in hell of opening again, to be honest. And I
question whether it's been sat there so long now that it's too far gone.
Yeah, exactly, because I don't know how long Dragon 4 was shut at Chessington.
Not that long though.
No, it wasn't as long as
because we went on it last
2016, so it was shut for about a year then, if that. Yeah.
I have a feeling it probably operated last year.
I don't
Possibly.
know. I'm only speculating to say yes
but
or no.
we can say for definite that it's no more than 18 months because
Yeah.
we were on it.
We were
ourselves.
September 2016 and was
So it's no more than 18 months.
Yeah. I can see Thorpe getting a wooden coaster, and I can see it, like I say, I think it'll be a GCI, because my personal opinion, I don't know this for definite, is that they'll have a 2-coaster deal with GCI. Merlin will, and I think that it wouldn't surprise me if it has a similar theme to the Wicker Man, but it'll be more like to that style, just dark. It's generally what Merlin do.
Yeah, they seem to have gone that way these days.
Seem to go with the dark route.
Miserable.
Yeah, I mean,
what was the last happy ride they built?
I don't know, but the funny thing is really that Thorpe Park last year.
Smiler.
No comment.
Happy?
No comment. I'm not talking about that because I don't want to upset people. Everyone knows my opinion on the Smiler, and I don't want to get into that again. So, where were we? Wooden coasters. Yeah, Thorpe Park have got this great soundtrack from Imascore. Really upbeat, sort of Wallaby Holland kind of soundtrack. And then The Walking Dead kind of doesn't fit in with that, so it would be...
Especially when you just took the Great Rave in the Dark out.
Yeah, because they all kind of met, but I don't want to criticise what they've done too much. I want to look at what they're going to do. And there was a lot of talk of Project Zero, which has been confirmed that has absolutely nothing to do with Thorpe Park, but I still think with all the rumours that are in the industry that Thorpe will do something in 2020.
I'm going to go speculative now. Or more. Is it speculative or is it hopeful?
Go on.
Hypercoaster.
Hypercoaster, but it'd have to be smaller than Stealth, wouldn't it?
Potentially.
Stealth is their ceiling.
I'm not saying necessarily it has to be. Well, hyper might be the wrong word, but
that style.
Coaster of that. What Goliath's only, what, 160, 170 foot, isn't it?
Well, there's
At Wallaby.
It's
not massive.
Alpina or Alpino Blitz in France. Is it Niglo Land in France? That looks excellent.
That's
Mac.
Is that Mac?
Is that a Mac Mega?
I thought it was Intamin.
I think he did. It's Mac, definitely.
It's either Mac or Intamin. I'm sure it's Mac.
I like that. I like that new Intamin they're building in Poland. That looks nice. Obviously, that thing's massive.
Yeah.
We're not going to be talking on that scale.
No, I think realistically Thorpe Park might get a hypercoaster further down the line, but I do believe they'll get another. I believe it'll be another wooden coaster.
It's been
Merlin.
discussed for
Or are they going to
year.
throw us a curveball? Are Chessington going to get the wooden coaster, and are Thorpe going to get the hyper or a almost hyper coaster? Because I also heard rumours that Thorpe had got a deal with Intamin for their next coaster, so we could get something like Goliath. I'd rather it was more Goliath than Millennium Force though, because yeah, I think if you've seen the Cedar Point review vlog, you'll know my thoughts on Millennium Force. It's not the best coaster, which a lot of people accuse the big one of being nothing after the first drop. Now, if you want a coaster that's nothing after the first drop, Millennium Force is the coaster for you, definitely. So on that note, we've not really got a conclusion on what we think.
No, we've got two different opinions.
So you think a kind of hyper coaster, Steely?
Well, we're going with steel or wood, aren't we?
We're going with steel or wood. I think it'll be a woody, but we'll see. So we're now at the Interact with Pleasure Beach Experience part, and we're going to start with a selfie competition. Now, before we tell you who's won, we want to show you all of the selfies that we got sent in. So they're going to now come across the screen. So I just want to say thanks to everyone who sent in your selfies. Some of the entries were so good that me and Mike really struggled to pick our favourite.
Absolutely ages going through this lot. So like I said, it was some cracking entries.
Yeah, the original plan was to just do one prize, but we've really struggled, so we've done a top three. So we'll first announce the prizes. Prize number 1, so the best selfie, according to me and Mike, will be a Construction 18 poster. So that was the early sort of reveal of Icon, those posters. Prize 2 will be a Nickelodeon Land poster from 2011. And prize 3 will be a lot of Pleasure Beach stickers. So starting with that in mind, in third place was Tracy Stringer and her picture with the staff from Fantasia Island. That was a cracking photo. And to be honest, it could have won, but the top 3 were so good that we spent about an hour discussing which one was the best. So that is why we've done a top 3. So Tracy,
I spent an entire 2-mile walk home looking through all these. That's how long
it took some time, didn't it?
Yeah.
So Tracy, in third place, you have won a lot of Pleasure Beach stickers. So please DM either me or Mike, send us your address, and we will send over a lot of Pleasure Beach stickers. In second place is Craig and Stuart on the big one. When you did walk the big one, that is an epic selfie looking back on the Pleasure Beach. And if I hadn't have been for number 1, which was just next level, you would have won, Craig. But yeah, you've won a Nickelodeon Land poster, so well done on that, mate. And in first place, Dean Brooks with your King Louis selfie.
Absolutely
that is brilliant. Me and Mike saw that about the same time, and how much did we laugh at that?
I always like the Jungle Book anyway, and I do have more than a resemblance to the lead character.
He said it, not me. So yeah, Dean Brooks, you are the winner, and please, like Craig as well, if you DM us with your address, we'll send your prize over. It's going to be interesting putting a Construction 18 poster in the post, but we'll do our best. And don't worry if it doesn't reach you because of the Royal Mail's incompetence. We do have quite a few of them. But please, when you do receive your prizes, everyone, let us know. And yeah, thanks to everyone who entered. We really appreciate the interaction with you all. And now it's time to announce next month's competition, which Mike's going to do.
So we had a lot of entries on the selfies. Some of them were actually on-ride pictures. So for the next one, we want your best on-ride pictures.
Yeah, so I'm going to now show up some of the best on-ride pictures that me and Mike have done, or a couple of other people have done over time. So they should now be running on your screens. We want to see those sent in, so either send them to us via our Facebook page, our Twitter page, or to me and Mike on Facebook.
Yeah.
And if you don't have socials, pbexperience@hotmail.co.uk is our email address. If you want to be in the show next month, but you don't want to enter the competition, send over your best theme park pictures, and we will feature them in next month's show. And like we say, the best on-ride pictures, we aim to have one prize, but if they're all as good as the selfies, then it's going to be 3 prizes again. So send in your best on-ride pictures. They can be from this year, last year, 1996. It doesn't matter when they're from, just send in your best pictures. So it's time to move on again. We're now going to speak to our guest vlogger this week, which is Heather Mitchell from HM Coasters.
Welcome to the section of our show where we introduce a guest vlogger, and this week it's Heather from HM Coasters.
Hi everybody!
Heather, tell us about your channel.
HM Coasters basically started as a way to make memories for myself and my friends. 2 years ago, my first vlog was actually here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, believe it or not, and we've just celebrated over 200 subscribers. Absolutely fantastic. We've been going for 2 years. Again, just made for memories, and it seems to have grown and grown. So we're nearly at 250. So again, massive thank you to everyone that supported me. Absolutely fantastic. It's just gone from strength to strength.
Did you have a target subscriber count when you started, or was it purely just for your memories?
No, it was purely just for my memories and my friends' memories. There's a massive group of friends that are in the vlogs every single week. You're probably getting to know them all now. But yeah, it just started as memories, and that's the way I want it to continue. 250 subscribers is fantastic, and it would be nice to grow more and more.
Yeah, definitely. So you do lots of park visits, obviously, and do you have anything lined up for the next few weeks or months?
I'm looking at getting back to Lightwater Valley, but not back to Lightwater Valley, sorry, it's a new park for me. I'm down at Adventure Island next Sunday as well, so obviously there'll be vlogs coming from there. I'm also going out to Port Ventura for the first time in September, so that's going to be absolutely fantastic to get on Shambhala, Red Force, Dragon Khan, everything out there.
And take him on the log flume.
And yeah. Mike's coming out as well, so Mike will be on the log flume. Know how much he likes log flumes. And Disneyland Paris for Halloween week as well, which is going to be amazing. So there's a lot of content to come to HM Coasters over the next few years.
Good stuff, we'll keep an eye out for it, definitely. Yeah. And we'll leave a link in the description of this video for anyone who wants to check out Heather's channel. So moving on to coasters, do you have a top coaster?
Taran. 100%, one word, Taran.
Taran, fair enough.
And obviously Icon following close second. Icon's running fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Taran, top coaster.
Good stuff. And how long have you been a coaster enthusiast?
This is my second full year as a coaster enthusiast. It's the second year of HM Coasters. I've loved roller coasters since I was little. I remember my dad taking me on the big one for the first time. He made me stand on my tiptoes so I could get on it. I was just a little bit smaller, but I think we've all done that. And since then I've always loved them. But yeah, two full years now as a proper enthusiast.
And would you say Pleasure Beach is your favourite park, or?
It's my second favourite UK park, behind Alton Towers. I know there's a lot of controversy about Towers at the minute, the way they're running rides and that, but it's still a magical park. I get the Disney feeling when I walk into Towers, seeing the towers at the bottom of Tower Street. But yeah, Pleasure Beach, a damn second.
Very close second,
park,
Yeah, that's cool. So, with being a Disney fan, do you have any plans to do like Orlando and the other Disney parks?
Yeah, I would love to get over to Orlando, absolute dream, and to also get out to California as well. I don't think my bank account will quite let me get out to Asia
No.
And do the parks over there, but that is obviously, Orlando and California would be the perfect two for me to get to over in America,
And then any other bucket list parks?
Cedar Point.
Yeah, of course.
Cedar Point's a bucket list park. Just to get to as many. Liseberg as well, I want to get out to next year. Get HM Coasters out to Liseberg next year. And yeah, just as many different parks as I can get to now,
Good stuff. And I'll go on to Mike to finish up there.
Okay, so that's Heather's channel. Like I say, it's HM Coasters. We'll leave a link on YouTube. Check it out. Great content, great vlogs, great laughs.
Yeah, good stuff. And anyone that wants to be a guest vlogger, drop us a line and you could be in next month's show. Thanks very much, Heather.
You're very welcome, anytime.
So what we're doing is we're doing a new series on the YouTube channel where we're going to try and interview quite a lot of people from the roller coaster industry and get different perspectives from different areas of the like the industry. So we thought the best place to start really with us coming to Liseberg would be with yourself if you were free. So very much appreciate you taking the time out.
Very welcome.
So the first question really is, why a B&M dive machine? Was there any reason for one of those here? Because it does look like a real tight fit, and it looks like it fits in perfectly.
As with many of those projects, it's a little bit of a coincidence. The backstory for Valkyria is that we wanted to replace Canon, which was the hydraulic launch coaster we had here up until 2016. And the reason why we wanted to replace it was that we had a launch coaster in Helix, or a double launch coaster in Helix, and we felt there was a little bit of the same experience.
Yeah.
Though I must say that the launch of Canon was very, very intense.
Yeah.
The launches of Helix are a little bit more family friendly, but we felt it was too much of the same, and it was also a rather short ride. It never really became the ride that we had hoped for it to become. So we thought we would do something else. And we had been looking at different concepts, and the original idea was actually to build a spinning coaster.
Okay.
Because we thought that would make sense in sort of in the portfolio of the park, and we actually also got some proposals in from various manufacturers for a spinning coaster, and we had a dueling spinning coaster. We had another version which was more of a dark ride, and then I guess outdoor spinning section. But for various reasons, we were quite in trouble from a time-wise perspective.
Yeah.
And it was quite important for us to build the ride this year.
Yeah.
Because not because of we really need the ride in the park. I mean, obviously you always want a new ride and you want it open. But the thing is that there are two things happening at Liseberg in the next few years, which will make larger projects in the park very difficult. We have a big infrastructure project in the north part of the park. It's a new underground railway that will be built, and therefore we will have a building site on the north side of the park. And we have our big expansion project in the south of the park, in the hotel and water park, which really makes it impossible to build, big rides in the park over the next, let's say, 4, 5, 6 years. So we really wanted to complete the ride this year, or before January 1st next year. And for several reasons, the spinning coaster was not really possible for 18. And then we talked to B&M.
Yeah.
And normally when you talk to B&M, you have to be out in really good time because they're usually booked very far ahead. And for some reason they had a slot. I guess they got a cancellation. That's my guess, but I actually don't know. But they had a slot, and we were like, oh. So we talked to them about the dive machine concept. I've always loved that concept.
Yeah.
I really like the big dive machines you have in the US and in China. I think some of the smaller European ones are really quite clever as well. So we talked to them about that concept, and one of the tricks with building these kind of rides is that I like rides that are they may very well be intense, but if we can give them a family appeal, if you can create like family thrill rides, you're very often in good shape.
Yeah, definitely.
And we felt that the dive machine concept it's definitely a thrilling experience. It's not really an enthusiast ride as such, but it is it could be a really thrilling experience. But at the same time, it can also be very, very broad. So
Yeah.
that was why we chose that concept. And we, however, we gave B&M a couple of things or you could say some parameters to work within. We wanted a longer ride. We went down to do Oblivion in Gardaland, and I loved that ride. It's just too short.
Yeah.
So we wanted to add, another 200 meters to the ride, which they did. We also wanted the ride to be higher than Wildfire.
Yeah. So will it be does that make it the tallest in Sweden?
I think it does.
Yeah.
It's just a coincidence. No, I'm kidding. It's just fun. It's just for fun. But it was mostly the length, and then of course we also looked very much at how we could fit it in and use the existing Canon station.
Yeah.
So that was actually how Valkyria came to be, and it's funny because it actually started, and like these projects very often started off as a very small project, or a rather small project, and then it just grew and I'm getting very excited to open it at some point.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
After seeing it for myself, I'm really looking forward to giving it a go because, like you say, a lot of the dive machines in Europe are really short. In Oblivion, you've got. In Alton Towers, it's very quick, and I've not done the Oblivion Mark II yet. I've done Baron at Efteling, and again the drop's really short. That looks a lot like the one at Cedar Point, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go.
We're closer to that one at least. It's not quite Valround, but I think it's going to be. And I think we've also. We put quite a bit of money into to theming and station, and there's going to be a lot of landscaping. I think it's going to be quite nice.
Yeah, definitely. So moving on to a burning question about Helix is the seatbelts. Is there any reason you've had to put seatbelts on Helix?
Yes, and no. It's not a requirement from MAC. It's not a requirement from the inspection bodies. But the thing is that with the dual cylinder system, there is a lot of discussion right now whether it's a hydraulic system. It's not a mechanical system, and there is quite a bit of discussion these days whether you want a third, you could say, safety system backing up the two on the ride or on the existing ride, and if you look at the safety standards. It's not really necessary, but after long discussions within the park and within the safety team here, they just felt that they wanted that extra safety, basically.
Yeah.
And if you look at some of the newer MAC rides, they do actually, in China and Australia, they actually have a third system.
Yeah.
They're also certain Intamin rides being built with 3 cylinders, not 2.
Yeah.
So I can't really say that it's necessary. We just felt that it was a good thing to do.
Yeah,
Safety first.
Yeah, definitely. I had to ask because a lot of people have been asking us, and also Theme Park Worldwide were here not so long ago, and they covered it as well in some of their updates, and a lot of people have asked, and no one's really been able to answer. So I appreciate you answering the question.
And again, it's sort of it's more of a philosophical discussion than it's a technical or safety discussion. But I think that I think our team just wanted to be to be make the ride even safer.
Yeah, that's understandable. So sticking with Helix, obviously it's probably my favourite coaster anywhere, and one of the things I really love about it is the soundtrack. Was there a reason why it's so upbeat, or was it just the best of the ones that were available to sort of pick from?
No, we've worked with IMAScore for quite a few projects. And the first project we did was actually the music for Kaninlandet, which is our children's area. They did a wonderfully annoying children's tune for that. No, I mean the thing is, it's quite an industrial building. It's quite techno. It's quite rough, and we wanted something that was working well with the environment and with the building. At the same time, we also wanted something that would build excitement.
Yeah.
So the intensity of the soundtrack is actually is higher and higher the closer you get to the station. We've had it for 5 years now, and I think it still works quite well. And
Yeah,
I really like it. And if you ride at night, and if it's a good summer evening, and the queue line is full, it's almost being in a nightclub. It had that ambience.
Especially with like you said, that it gets more upbeat the closer, and then once you get in the station, it's like sort of full on, and you've got the lights flashing. And the whole design of it, I think, is just brilliant with the way all comes together.
It's quite nice, yeah.
So, I think that's us, really. I think that's the questions I had for you, because there's probably, I could sit here and talk all day, but I don't really know what else to ask you on camera, to be honest. So
you're very welcome.
I very much
good to see you again.
It's great to see you.
Hope you come back for the World Valkyria premiere.
Definitely. We can stop filming. So to end this month's Pleasure Beach Experience monthly show, we're going to speak to you about a mega trip that we've got coming up on Pleasure Beach Experience, which is taking place in the Netherlands and in Germany. So we are going to be visiting Efteling, Toverland and Fantasia Land, and I'm going to put all the pressure on Mike, and he's going to tell you lots about this event.
Okay, so the event is over. It's the first week and weekend of October, so it's the 4th to the 6th, 7th, if you want to do it in the 7th. So between the 4th and the 7th of October, we head to Efteling on the 4th, Toverland on the 5th, and then Fantasia Land on the 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
We've got bits planned at each park.
Yeah, so
Efteling, we've got a park entry, and we've got an ERT on Joris and de Draak, which is the dueling Woody there.
We've got an hour on it. So just to sort of go into a bit more detail, ERT is exclusive ride time, so we will be going into the park around an hour before Efteling opens, and we will be riding Joris and de Draak, I think I've pronounced that right, for a whole hour by ourselves. It'll just be Pleasure Beach Experience members who've booked onto the trip, which you can do. Basically booking onto it in advance, and then we'll be riding Joris and de Draak for a whole hour, and then we've got a full day at Efteling. This is all included in one price, and we'll get onto the pricing at the end. But Efteling is the start of what is going to be our biggest and most ambitious event ever, and you can be a part of that. You don't have to have attended events in the past. You don't have to have been a part of a coaster club or season pass holder at Efteling. Everyone is welcome on this event. If you're watching this video, you're welcome, your friends are welcome, everyone is welcome to join us. So following on from Efteling, we've got a day at Toverland on the 5th of October, where we'll be riding the brand new roller coaster Phoenix, which is a B&M wing rider coaster. There is a construction update of it on the channel. Right now above you, there'll be, above me even, there'll be a little card appearing to the construction update we did of it. So yeah, we've got a behind the scenes tour on that as well, and an ERT. Park entry is again included in the price of that event, and that is part of the Efteling trip as well. Following on from that, we've got Fantasia Land.
Okay, so from there, that's the Friday night. We will be travelling from Holland to Germany.
Yeah,
It's
so
just over the border. It's not a million miles away.
No.
We'll get onto the travel in a minute.
So
we're going to Fantasia Land. We've got park entry. We've got an ERT on the B&M Invert, which is Black Mamba.
yeah, I think that's for half an hour. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it's half an hour.
A fair few rides on that in half an hour.
Oh, definitely, and we've got a buffet lunch as well. So it is a massive event, like I say, and we're expecting around 40-50 of us to be doing the trip. Many of us are travelling from the UK. Now Mike has come up with a master plan, and I'm going to let him tell you about that.
Okay, so we've come up with a travel arrangement for both people who are planning to drive there, and for people who, and this is really important, if you are struggling for transport, please do get in contact with us. I've drawn up a full detailed itinerary of how we're going to get from and to each park.
Yeah.
Basically, the drivers we've got, certainly myself and Scott, we're both going in our cars, and if we can recruit as many other people as possible, we are going to shuttle run people to and from parks.
Well, as it stands, I can understand it's like getting between Efteling and Toverland and Fantasialand in 3 days is a bit of an epic journey, to be perfectly honest, and I don't envy anyone that would have to do it on public transport, which is why we are offering to run as many people as we can between parks. And we've, like Mike says, we've drawn up a fully detailed plan. So again,
basically the suggestion I've come up with is that all the running sort of locally between parks and hotels we will do. We've also provisionally had a look at timetables. We've worked out, because what we'll need, we can't obviously move everyone everywhere because of numbers, because the drives are about an hour and a half each, maybe 2 hours. But we have worked out the trains over there are fantastic.
Yeah.
The trains are fantastic, and I've also looked into this, they're cheap.
And they're not run by Northern Rail.
They're not run by idiots.
So basically, to recap, we've got Efteling on the 4th of October. So a lot of us will be travelling on the 3rd of October. A lot of us are driving or either going by plane, but I'd say most of the group are going by car.
There's a lot of people. I think we've certainly got 5 cars.
Yeah.
Going on the Wednesday.
Yeah. So
if you wanted details on that as well, let us know, because we are in the sort of the process of working out exactly when we're gonna go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sort of mid-afternoon Wednesday.
Yeah. So to summarise, going through the full plan, on the 3rd of October we'll be travelling from the UK to nearby Efteling. We'll probably be staying in Tilburg or somewhere nearby to Efteling. On the 4th of October we've got Efteling with the event, which includes an ERT on Joris en de Drek. Then on the 5th of October we've got Toverland, when we've got a Phoenix ERT and behind the scenes tour. And then on the 6th of October we've got Fantasialand with park entry again, Black Mamba ERT and the buffet lunch. Now, it is quite a daunting prospect getting between the parks, even as an experienced driver who drives as part of his job. It is the kind of thing where I'm looking at going, it's going to be a bit of an epic journey, but it is doable. And if you are interested in this trip, message me, message Mike, get in touch with Pleasure Beach Experience on socials. Just let us know you're interested, and even if me and Mike can't give you a lift, we will work around that. We will find there is people who are driving who have got 3-4 seats in their cars still. And also as well, just to sort of clarify what Mike was saying, a lot of people are sort of flying to Eindhoven on the 3rd or the 4th.
Or Amsterdam.
Yeah, or
Eindhoven
Amsterdam.
or Amsterdam. Either's fine.
Preferably is Eindhoven because it is a lot closer. But either or Eindhoven or Amsterdam, if you can fly in there but you don't know how to get to your hotel, or you don't know how to get to Efteling, or you don't know how to get to Toverland, let us know. Me and Mike will come to the airport, or it might
not be the airport, it'll be a train station.
Yeah, or a train station.
What we're more likely to say on that one is we'll direct you to a local train station. I know for a fact that you can get a train from Efteling, from Eindhoven, out towards Efteling.
Yeah.
I know you can do that. We can get fairly, I think you can get one to Tilburg actually.
Yeah.
You might have to change once, but you get to Tilburg, and then we can move you from Tilburg to, or even anywhere nearby. But we will do it for you. Just drop us your details.
The bottom line is, if you're interested in this event but you're struggling with public transport or any sort of transport, please message and we will make it happen. We will get you to these parks, we will get you to this event, and you'll be part of the biggest ever Pleasure Beach Experience event. So if you're looking for pricing, it's now going to come up on the screen. All the details for each park and the pricing will scroll across the screen now while I'm talking. So just to clarify on the dates once again, Efteling on the 4th of October, Toverland on the 5th of October and Fantasialand on the 6th of October. So yeah, we hope to see you there. We really hope you can make it, because it's going to be our best European event.
And again, get in touch if you can only do 1 or 2 of the parks.
Yeah, I mean, if you can only do Fantasialand, a lot of people are only doing Fantasialand. I mean, there's about 10 people who've only booked on for Fantasialand. So if you only fancy Efteling, Toverland or Fantasialand, you're more than welcome to do just one of them. If you're not from the UK, you're more than welcome to do this trip. Just let us know, get in touch, and even if you're not a big English speaker, it doesn't matter. You're totally welcome on this trip. So yeah, that is the October trip really, and we'll probably talk about it again a little bit more on the channel in the coming weeks. We do need everyone to be booked onto this trip by the end of July. We've almost got everyone that's going to be doing it booked on, but there is no limit on places, so if you do fancy it, get in touch.
We always say the more the merrier.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
more than happy. We love getting new people to the events.
And it'll
love
give you a
meeting
chance.
new people.
It'll give you a chance to ride a log flume with Mike as well. So there's always
About 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Especially because 2
Toverland's-
of them are
Toverland's log flume's epic.
interesting.
Backstroke.
Yeah.
If you've not seen Backstroke at Toverland, have a look at the POV
brilliant.
on our channel. It's crazy.
We've also got good rapids there as well.
Yeah, suppose they have. Yeah.
Good little park, actually. I've got to say, it's a cracking little park.
There's 3 great parks, and yeah, so that's it for this week, this month even. We are going to wrap it up there, and like I say, if you want to be involved in next month's show, fire over your selfies, your on-ride pictures, your general theme park pictures. If you've got any awesome theme park merch, send it in, let's see it. So yeah, we hope you've enjoyed this Pleasure Beach experience first show. There's things that we need to tweak on it. For example, the name's not very good. We need to start calling it a series rather than a show, and this is our first time doing this, so there is going to be things that we could do better on. Please leave us your feedback in the comments. We do not find feedback offensive. We find it very, very helpful.
Constructive.
Any feedback is good in my mind, because anything that improves the videos that we're doing is most welcome. So yeah, we're going to leave it there, and thanks for watching this first episode of the new Pleasure Beach Experience show, and we will see you in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video. Goodbye.